And good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tony Fapiano, and I'm coming to you from the studios at Guilford Community Television. And I have two really important guests with me today. I say really important because they are Rotarians, members of the Guilford Rotary Club. But beyond that, they are people that are members of the club that have stepped up and done a lot of stuff. And those are the kind of Rotarians that actually do a lot for the community. And I have with me right now actually a fairly new member, and his name is Carl Cooper, Jr., right?
Junior, I am a junior.
I picked that up in your card.
Okay.
Carl Cooper, Jr.
Yep.
And Gary Drake, who many of you probably know anyway, because you actually have done some programming, I think, at GCTV, if I'm not mistaken. And you are a past president, so you've been visible in the town in other capacities as well. But I mentioned that you guys jump in and you're active and you have the energy to do something like we're going to talk about today, and that is 27th, 28th, whatever it is, annual LobsterFest. But this LobsterFest is not like anything that those people at home watching today
That's correct.
have ever been to.
Right.
And I'm sure over 25 or 28 years, whatever it is, a lot of those people have attended LobsterFest, and we're going to tell them why it's different and why it's better.
Gotcha.
Because, and you're going to tell us why.
Tony, I'm gonna call it the 30th. It's a good time to make a change. We've been in the high 20s for a while now. With COVID, we kind of lost a little bit of a track, but let's just call it the 30th anniversary. You know, as everyone's loved the LobsterFest in the past, you know, one ticket price, but as we all know, the cost of lobster is going up and up and up. The cost for us to make any money on the meal was prohibitive to the customer. In fact, last year, the actual LobsterFest meal we lost money on.
That's amazing.
We didn't make any money. We did make
With
money
all
on our
the work
silent
going
auction.
into that, to not make any money is
We made
amazing.
money on our silent auction, and we made money on our road race in the morning before that. So this year we thought, what can we do? What can we change up to make it still a LobsterFest festival and make some money on it?
Okay, and I guess the question that people are saying is, why do we care if you make money? What does it matter if the Guilford Rotary Club makes money putting on this event or the other events that we put on during the course of the year? And the reason for that is what?
Well, the purpose of all of our events is to raise money to give back to the community. We provide funds to Women and Family Life, to the Food Bank, Columbus House in New Haven, you know, just to mention a couple of locals, Habitat for Humanity. These are just some of the local ones. Carl can touch on a lot of the other ones that we donate to as well. And so in order for us to give money, we have to raise money.
To make money.
And so therefore we try and find ways that we can raise money that's not going to impact the community too badly and provide a lot of fun
Yeah, well
and a
said.
good time.
Yeah, that's very important for people to know and I think a lot of people probably suspect that we're doing this out of the goodness of our heart and because we really have a good time doing it, and we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But beyond that, money has to go back into the community or it doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
Correct.
And
And
the other
by
thing...
the way, don't forget, the LobsterFest was created 30 years ago to not only as a fundraiser, but it was created to create camaraderie in the Guilford area. So it's the whole idea is to bring all the families together in a summertime, and families look forward to this every single year. And it's just it's a really important thing for the community. It's a really important thing for the people, and it's a really important thing for us and the people that we build and donate money to.
Absolutely right, Carl.
And that was one of our cruxes when we were looking at, the cost of lobsters this year. We were looking at having to charge upwards $70, $75 a person.
Yeah.
That's how can we expect that? Mind you, for $75, it was a great deal. What you
but it's
got.
not really affordable for the average family.
The average family to come out, a family of 4. How can they come out with all the kids wanting lobster? It was just so we wanted to maintain and grow the community festival side of it, while providing a meal that's affordable.
Okay, so you've sort of touched on what the differences are with respect to LobsterFest. You're not going to get a lobster this time. You're going to get a lobster roll.
You are
correct. What do we know about lobster rolls? How do we do this?
One thing we do know about lobster rolls is whenever you go out anywhere for a lobster roll, you're looking at 28 plus for a lobster roll. Yeah. So we want to provide your typical not New England, but your regular lobster roll with just straight lobster on a nice toasted bun to the community. And that's what it is. So it's going to be a nice lobster roll. We're going to provide, a side of chips. We're going to have our Lenny and Joe's coleslaw. We're going to have a dessert, and you're going to have a beverage. Now, that's something else we might want to touch on. That's different. So in the past, LobsterFest included all the beer and wine that you can have at the time. It was an open bar. Well, again, one of our ways of changing it is that with your meal, you can get yourself a beer or a wine, but we'll be providing beer and wine at a very low, reasonable cost in addition. So if you want more than one beer, you can go up and get as your leisure and purchase beer.
And one other thing, the advantage is that also makes it more affordable for a family of 4 or 5 to come in. I mean, you're not, by
We haven't mentioned what the price is.
Yeah.
Why is it more affordable? Why is it not $70? What is it?
It's $35. $35 for a meal. So for that meal, you get a lobster roll or a couple hamburgers or a couple hot dogs. You get dessert, you get chips, you get coleslaw, and a beverage.
And a beverage.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're right, because if we went to any restaurant on the shoreline, we're going to spend close to $35 for
Just
that.
a lobster roll.
Yeah, just for the lobster roll. So, all right, bottom line is that's one major change, obviously. Yeah. We'll talk about that further as we get into the program. But another major change, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, Don, I don't know how you settled on this. We always did LobsterFest on a Saturday evening. Some of my people in my group come from out of state. That was a little bit difficult for them to come to LobsterFest, do what they're going to do at LobsterFest, get in their car and go back to New Jersey or New York or wherever they came from. So I think the fact that you're doing it now on Sunday and you're doing it at lunchtime as opposed to dinner is a plus. How did that all come about?
Well, that's a big change for us. There's a couple reasons why we're doing it. One is, just like you said, it's easier for people to get home later on the day. It's a better time for families. You don't want, families were having a tough time staying out late like they have been in the past. And on top of that, we also have the 5K run in the morning. So the idea is the people will come for the run, and then as soon as the run's over, they can come straight in for lunch. So if anybody's there that's running, or the people watching the runners, or anybody that just wants to have lunch for that matter, can just go straight from the run straight into LobsterFest.
All right, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
If I went to the website right now, what am I going to see?
When you go to the website right now, so our website is GuilfordRotaryClubCT.com, or if you just Google Guilford Rotary Club, you'll get there. On the home page, there's one button, and that's a little bit of a change from about a week or so ago. But there's one button that says LobsterFest for more information. You click on that button, and you go to the
That gives me more information. It gets me to another place.
Gets you to the LobsterFest homepage, and then you can go information about the run, information about the picnic. It's all right in
so
one
now
easy
we have
spot.
split this now. So now if I have in my party, I'm not going to do this, but if somebody in my party wants to be a part of the run and LobsterFest.
Yep.
Come on, Tony, you
Tell me
can
what
run.
No.
Come on.
No. I could videotape it. I've done that. But that's about as energetic as I'm going to get. But the bottom line is that person is going to be what?
Yeah, we have a lot of people doing that. So people that are coming for the run have a lot of them are bringing visitors along with them, or spectators. So the runner will go into click on the run button and buy their run ticket, and that comes with a meal. So their bib will actually have tickets on it for the meal. And then if they have 2 or 3 other people coming with them, they click on the LobsterFest and they just buy LobsterFest picnic tickets. So very easy, right on one page.
What's the cost of the run and what goes with it?
The run right now is $40, and that's until June 23rd. And that $40 gets you the run. It gets you a T-shirt. It guarantees you a T-shirt, and it gives you the same meal that you get at the picnic. So for $40, you get a T-shirt.
For $5 more.
$5 more, you get a
Such
run
a deal.
and a T-shirt.
Are we making money on that?
We are making money on that. It works fine. I mean, the mechanics all work perfectly on it. We're happy.
Okay, now you've done road races before. You did one last year.
We did one last year. It was very, very successful. And we had a blast doing it. And all the people that showed up had a really good time. It was just it's now become one of our things.
What's the course?
The course starts.
The runners want to know that.
Yeah, the course starts.
And
in
are
the
you
fairgrounds.
guaranteeing good weather?
Well, that's
Yep.
Gary's job.
No
Right?
problem.
Gary does that.
We got that covered.
He's the president.
We got that covered.
He's doing that.
He does that. So the run starts. We're actually changing the starting line just a little bit by about 100 yards. The starting line is going to start right in front of the bandstand because we've got bands playing there. So the starting line is right in front of the bandstand, goes through the parking lot of the fairgrounds, meander your way down to the marina, around through the marina parking lot, back up to the Guilford Green, back down Boston Street to Lovers Lane, and then back to the marina. It's 5
It's a
kilometers.
5K.
It's a 5K
Measured.
It's 5K measured. That's correct. That's a good point because it is official measured.
You have a
So
timer?
We have a timer. Jerry
Jerry
Turk
Turk.
from Rat Race Timing is timing it for us. It's a 5K road race. It's a 2-mile walk, fun walk, and then there's also a kids fun run right before it.
Okay, and any of those that you participate in, it's $40.
Correct. Correct.
Now, do the walkers get a T-shirt or just the runners?
Walkers get a
Everybody.
T-shirt as well. Yep.
I could walk.
Yeah, you can.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the T-shirts. Actually, we had for years. If you remember Donald Beckler, his daughter lived in Nevada, and she collected 25 T-shirts.
Yeah.
Every year, when Donald moved away, she would contact me and say, "Make sure that you tell them I want a T-shirt. I'll send you the money. I want a T-shirt." And we used to
It's
send
funny.
it out.
They're like becoming collector's items now.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, there's some of those T-shirts. I have one from that I was able to snag from somebody from 2000, and they're just people are collecting them.
I'm looking at one for the Frosty 5K.
Yeah,
which is the
yeah.
second road race we do. Are we still doing that?
We're still doing.
All right, we're not
Absolutely.
talking about that yet.
Nears.
All right, and what year was that? That was 22.
This
I
was
think.
22. Yeah.
Okay. So, people that have been to LobsterFest in the past, they'll remember what the fairgrounds looked like when they walked in. When they walked in, there was a bear tent over here. There was lobsters being cooked over there. There was the auction. It was under a tent over here. There was a lot of seating and a lot of tents. What's it going to look like this year? What's different?
So it's going to look similar. I haven't been down to the fairgrounds yet, but I know there's some new pavilions down there. So we have to go down and look and see what the new pavilions are and how we can configure that into our space. But we're still going to have the auction tent. There's still going to be a beer tent set up where they'll be serving beer and wine. We'll have an information booth where people can go and buy additional tickets for, you want to go just buy a lobster and just pay for a lobster only, or if you want to buy a hamburger ticket and just buy a hamburger. So there'll be those options available at that ticket. Now, one of the things we should
That's an
point
important
out,
point. We'll come out. Don't lose that thought.
I won't, and I want to touch on this because buying a meal in advance guarantees you a lobster.
Yep.
Okay, that guarantees you your meal.
Lobster
so,
roll.
Exactly, it's going to guarantee you your lobster roll, and if you buy extra tickets, then you're guaranteed to get your lobster rolls. Now, we're going to have extra lobster meat, but we're only going to sell enough of the meal tickets that we have lobster for. So we're allowing people to walk in off the street.
Yep.
You can just show up, empty pockets, walk around, enjoy all the festivities that we have going on, and not cost you a dime.
Yep.
Oh, that's amazing. So somebody can walk in with a
There's
McDonald's Happy Meal
there's
and
no, give me your
enjoy
ticket, give me
LobsterFest.
this. No, you just walk in,
Yeah.
and if you want to buy a lobster roll, you can walk up to the tent and buy a lobster. You want to buy a beer, you buy a beer, and that's fine.
All
But
right.
there
Getting
may
back
not
to
be
the
lobster
point-
roll for you. That's the bottom
Getting
line.
back to the point that you made about hamburgers and hot dogs and that. Some people in my party have little kids.
Mhm.
They don't want a lobster roll.
Correct.
They don't want a beer.
Correct.
They just want a hot dog or a hamburger.
Yep.
Can they do that?
Absolutely.
Yep.
And do they have to buy that in advance, or can they buy it the day of?
They can buy it the day of.
They can.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's actually probably a better idea for if you have a little kid coming, you just want to give them a hot dog.
yeah, I got all ages in my group. So
Yeah. And we have a soda tent and water and that sort of thing set up for
all
the
right,
kids as
I'm
well.
planning on putting up my own tent. Is that
Oh,
permitted?
that's a good point.
Is that
That's a
permitted?
good point. We encourage people. We're not doing reserve tents like we have in the past. That's always a huge expense, not only to get the tents and set them all up and everything else, but we're allowing people to make it a family picnic. Bring a blanket, bring a picnic table. There will be picnic tables, and we will have tables and chairs there. We'll have tables and chairs set up in the pavilion. We'll have tables and chairs outside. But
But
if you
if
want
I
to
brought
bring
my
your
own
own
tent and
pop-up
my own
tent,
table and my own chairs?
you're more than welcome to do so.
I'm gonna do
I
that.
suggest you come early to pick your spot.
I'm gonna do that.
Right? We're allowing people to come in when they want to get
Yeah.
their spot set up and reserved.
You can sit right in front of the bandstand, eat your lunch, and watch the bands play.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, bandstand. Who's the bands?
Do you know the name of the band?
I do. Actually, the local people, Bill Welsh and his daughter, Kara, they're called Welsh's Jam. They're phenomenal.
What type of music?
They play everything. all different kinds of genre.
Got some old folks
and
there, huh?
they take absolutely they take.
You don't even remember the
requests.
60s.
I remember the 60s. I wasn't born there, but I remember watching documentaries.
I
about
remember
the
60s.
They actually played at my 50th birthday party way back when. Actually, it was just Bill and his friend at the time, but now his daughter Kara's joined them. And so one of our fellow Rotarians is going to be playing.
All right,
So,
good.
but yeah, so we're going to have that, and then we'll have the classic band of Pat Todd's orchestra.
You have them
afterwards.
playing. That's the whole orchestra.
Correct.
The whole group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just left Pat Todd, in fact. She says you have a meeting coming up
Correct.
tonight
Tonight.
about LobsterFest?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, she's on the committee too?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah? Okay. I would have invited her to be a part of this. I didn't know. I didn't know who. You know, I'm old. This is what happens when you get old. I've been around a long time, and I intentionally did not get involved like some people did to hammer you guys. Well, why don't we do this or do that? I didn't want to do that. If I'm going to sit on the sidelines, I'm going to sit on the sidelines and let you guys take over and make the best decisions that you can. And you know what? If it works, we'll do it again.
Yeah. We're trying.
I will say
And
this.
if it doesn't work, we'll make modifications
do it
and
again
do it
anyway.
again. The reason why we'll continue doing it is because of the community atmosphere and the community event. That's why we want to keep this going. Yes, and we'd like to make a few bucks.
Yeah,
But
I think
the bottom
easily.
line is it's the community event. People look forward to it. And that's why we want to keep that alive.
I think easily this qualifies by definition as a tradition.
Yeah.
We have been doing it. We're the only Rotary Club, or the only town really on the shoreline. You have to go to Milford to see another LobsterFest.
Yep, that's right.
I don't know where it is to the east. You probably
Chester.
have to go to Mystic.
Chester, I think they have one. up in
Chester has a small one,
Right.
yeah, but it's not a big deal there. You know, it was a tradition that we started that many years, 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
In fact, I remember when Gene Bishop and Steve Dudley stood up at a club meeting and said, "We have an idea. We want to do this." I said, "Are you guys out of your mind? You want us to put up tents? You want us to serve how many lobsters?"
Yep.
And we didn't know how many.
Hey, we've gotten up to 1,200 meals,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
in the peak.
What do you think is going to happen this time?
What
There hasn't been a lot of publicity.
No?
One reason why we're doing this today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And we are starting to get out better in the social media side of things. We have a campaign going on for that. We love to have between 500 and 700 people.
And if we end up with 12, we're going to be able to do it?
Oh, we'll be able
Yeah.
to do it, but
Yep.
you better buy in advance. Better buy your lobster
Don't
roll.
buy it at the door.
Exactly. Get your ticket.
Okay.
Exactly. And to guarantee your lobster roll, you have to have a ticket. And
Yeah,
that's the only restraint on buying in advance is that you're guaranteed a ticket.
Okay. Yeah, I've told everybody in my group, here's what I'm going to bring: a tent, I'm going to bring a table, I'm going to bring chairs for me and my wife. You guys bring your own chairs.
That's perfect.
Good point.
Okay.
Good way to
So
do it.
we're treating this almost like a tailgate party at Yale
Yep.
after a Yale football game.
That's-
Everybody's going to get together. If they want to bring, in addition to what you guys are going to serve and what they're going to get for the $35, if they want to bring appetizers and chips and stuff like that,
They're more than
that's
welcome.
permitted?
Yep,
That's
absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, we want it to be
It's a party.
affordable, fun,
Flexible.
and
All right, let's start at the top. The website.
GuilfordRotaryClubCT.com. Or
And when
search-
somebody goes to that website,
Yep.
there's going to be a button that says what?
It's going to say LobsterFest more information. And on that page, you're going to see Lobster Run information, the Shoreline 5K, and you're going to see LobsterFest picnic information.
Okay, so now we're into the website,
Yep.
and I think I understand that. I'm not sure Patrick does, but
Patrick understands. He understands.
he understands it
Yeah,
now. But the bottom line is that okay, we're into it.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So now I register myself and several people, and I give a credit card.
You give a credit card. We have we use a Rotary credit card company that specializes in Rotary clubs. So it's there's a very small fee. I think it's 1.5% or something like that goes on top of for the credit card process.
You take all credit cards?
Take all credit cards. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Some places don't take American Express, as you know, because the fees are greater.
Yeah, we
But you
do.
take American
Yes, we
Express?
do. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we have the people paid for, and now they're going to walk in the door. Now, a lot of times in the past, people had a ticket in their hand when they walked in, and somebody stamped their hand or whatever, checked their ID to make sure they were 21, whatever. We're not doing that this year.
No.
Okay, do we have somebody checking IDs? Are we going to be responsible if an 18-year-old
Oh, yeah, for
has
for
4
beer.
beers and he
Yep.
falls down
when
in
you
the
go
parking lot?
when you go to
Yes.
get your beer, correct? You'll be ID'd when you get your beer.
Okay. Yeah, because let's face it, we have a responsibility. We
Yeah.
also have
Yeah.
insurance through Rotary International,
Right.
as you know,
Yeah.
which is a big savings right there. If we had to buy this insurance, it would be crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so now I'm at LobsterFest. My tent is set up. I went there in the morning and set it up. I have my table. People start showing up near the band. We're having a good time. We can go up and down. What time frame can I have my lobster roll? From when to when? What's the time of this
11
event?
11 to 3.
11 to 3.
Yep.
All right.
11 to 3. The race starts at 11. You know, we'll start cooking at 11 o'clock. Put it that way. And,
Okay.
and it doesn't take long to cook lobster rolls, so very shortly after that.
All right. So 11 to 3, and if somebody hangs around in the fairgrounds after that, that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, that may happen because it happened with the other LobsterFest.
Yeah.
It was pitch dark and people were still
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think that's actually a sign that people had a great time. If they didn't go home, they had a
Right.
great time. What have we not discussed that you think is really important?
I'm glad you brought that up. So in the past, we've had the silent auction tent, we've had lawn games for the kids and so on and so forth. This year, again, making it more of a family-oriented thing. We have a petting zoo for the kids.
Ah.
We have the moon bounce for the kids. We have some kite flying for the kids. We have the lawn games are still there.
There's going to be face painting for the kids.
We have face painting for the kids. And Carl's going to touch on, so people always ask, what is it? Where does your money go? How do you spend your money? And so what Carl came up with a great idea this year is we've invited the recipients of our money to come and set up a booth to educate the community on what
Who
they
are they?
do and what our money is doing with them.
Yeah, who are they?
Well, one of them is Call to Uganda,
Yep.
which is an organization that has been
We are an international organization.
we're an international. So just a quick cap on people. So when you're a Rotary Club, a certain percentage of your funds, they hope that you send internationally. So I'd say at least half of our funds stay local to the earlier ones
Probably
I mentioned.
more than that, yep.
And then 25 or so % we go international with. And we've built wells in Uganda, playgrounds in Uganda. We built schools. Right now we're involved in a project where we're building a dormitory for 100
Sent a bunch
kids.
of money to Haiti.
You know, we used to do all
can't
kinds of
send
meals
enough
to
money to
Haiti.
Haiti.
Unfortunately, now with the political system there, we can't even get into Haiti to help them, which is really unfortunate.
Yep.
But this is what so we're going to have these types of organizations. Taro can touch on because he's been working on that aspect of it, on who's going to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
we,
else?
we have, when you walk into LobsterFest, the first thing you're going to do is go up to the booth and get your tickets for your meals and things like that. And as you walk in, you're going to walk past all of these different organizations, these local organizations, and these will all be local except for the Uganda one. But all of these are local organizations that we support. And we ask them to come out and just, show us what you do, show the community what you do, show them why you're important, show, why do we.
And we're
think
not
you're
charging them to be there.
We're not charging them, and
They
we're
can set up a table, a tent,
Yeah.
whatever they want to do.
We told them we'll do whatever you need. If you
If
need
they're
a lot of
listening
space,
if they didn't know about this and they're listening right
Yep.
now and they say, hey, wait, who do I get in touch with?
Yep, just go on the website, and our email address is on the website, and send an email. We're happy to accommodate you. We're being super flexible. Whatever they need to help, drive awareness of their organization, we're willing to help. So organizations like High Hopes, Cove, New Haven Reeds, there's a bunch of different organizations that we're going to have there. So some of them are going to be just handing out information and speaking. Some of them are actually going to be doing the face painting and things like that. So
What I'm really hoping for is the Uganda tent, to have a video monitor showing them what Guilford Rotary and Rotary in general has done. So, for example, back when I was started in Rotary 10 years ago now, we were involved in a project where we built 10 wells. And after building the well, they built a school. To give the kids something to do after school, our club was involved in building them a playground.
Wow, amazing.
Then
What kind of money are you talking about?
the
Do you have an idea of
playground,
how much we gave?
what we were giving anywhere between $2,500 and $5,000 at a crack, and all the other clubs were kind of doing similar things to get enough money. The way Rotary works is if you can raise up enough money for an international project, we have a fund that will match
Matching
us.
fund, yep.
And that therefore doubles it. So right now, for example, I was contacted by the people that we helped build the playground, and now they're building the 100-room dormitory right now. because these girls and boys are coming from so far away. The abuse that they put up with to get to the school. So they thought, if we can have the kids here all the time, it makes their life safer, and it gives them a better chance at a good life. And so that project, believe it or not, is costing us $25,000 to build a 100-room dormitory.
Our club's coming up with 25 grand?
It was $2,500 a club.
2,500.
So we've come up with 2,500. Other clubs came up with 2,500. We got matching money, and it's $25,000 to build the dormitory.
But this is why it's important for this Lobster Fest and the other events that we do during the course of the year be successful. Because you're talking about, you know, years ago when I got in, 30 years ago, we didn't even talk about anything outside of Guilford. It took a long time to break down the local old-timers in the club that we actually are an international club, part of an organization that feeds the world, basically, or educates the world. And it took a long time to do that. So now that's an example of something that we have done and we have been successful with. And there are other examples as well.
Just the wells alone, right? So you have these women walking 5 miles a day with canisters of water on them. You build a well in their town, they have the water there. So now these women can work on making crafts to sell, helping their kids with their education. It just frees up their time to help better their lives.
All right. Wow.
I'm telling you, that's why I'm hoping we can get the video up and rolling, because it's just, it's so
very interesting,
so touching, it's so incredible.
Yeah, and we want people to enjoy the day. And spend a few minutes. We don't necessarily have to dwell on it, but understand.
Know that it's there.
The point is, understand this is a break point for you can understand what a Rotary Club does. And it brings up the point too. We are a growing club again. There was a time when, because of pandemic and other reasons, when the club was shrinking in terms of number. Not just our club, all Rotarians worldwide. We're growing, and we're bringing in young guys. No offense. But we're bringing in young guys.
I'm not that young.
No offense taken.
You're younger than me. I can say that.
And me.
But that's important, because you bring in young guys with new energy, guys with experience, with old energy, and the ability to have something happen like this. You know, if LobsterFest didn't happen this year, it would have been a shame. Would have been an absolute shame. The end of a tradition that we started that many years ago. So I'm so happy that you guys jumped in, you're doing what you're doing. And the road race that you did last year, you did that like last minute.
We did it quick. So we've had some time to think about it and improve upon it. So we're getting better at it.
What's the logistics for that? Who do you have to get permits from to do that?
We have to get permits from the town. We have to go to the police department and do that. There were certain neighborhoods when we were doing a lot of research. We had to talk to some of the neighborhoods that we ran around. So it's a lot.
You did all that.
We did all that, and it's a lot of work. But it's in the end, since we did it last year and we were successful at it last year, and it's a tried and true track, a tried and true route. It wasn't that difficult for us, but you still have to jump through a bunch of hoops.
You still need people on the course, though, right? Directing runners.
Yep, we need that. We have a lot of the Rotarians will do that. We also have, we usually have some kids from the high school, so the Guilford High School cross-country teams are usually helping out there. So if anybody remembers from last year, all the major intersections, we had a bunch of cross-country kids there that were guiding people in the right direction, making sure people...
And they're having a ball.
Yeah, and they're having a great time, too. So
well, I have to touch. So last year's race, because it fell on the day of our Rotary, and Rotarians were pretty much time taken up with all of the LobsterFest. It was run by Carl and our president.
Don Jackson.
And the rest of the track team.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So we've reached out again, and hopefully
and you were able to
we'll get some help.
Those people involved?
Yeah. No, we got everyone involved. I think we definitely have more support this year than we've had in the past. We've got more people signed up already, so it's going to be bigger. Like I said, we're still learning, but it's a neat route. And it's kind of one of those routes that's hard to turn down, especially when you throw a lobster meal on top of it, lobster roll meal. It's kind of one of the. It's almost a no-brainer if you like.
And
running,
a T-shirt.
And a T-shirt, yeah. If you like running 5Ks or just walking through a beautiful part of the community, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
For the walkers, what's their route like?
The walking route they start at
How
the
long
fair.
is it?
It's 2 miles. They start basically it's a mile to the marina and a mile back. It starts in the
So they
starts in the
still
parking
get to
lot.
walk around the beautiful
Yeah.
town marina, views of the water, and then back down to
Yeah,
the fair.
and the only hard part on as I know about it, is the little bit of a hill that goes over the railroad bridge.
Yeah,
So look-
it's a short hill.
And I tell people when I
gets
was
your
out there,
attention.
I would tell people, no problem getting over it. Coming back, it's a bear.
Yeah, it's surprising how
Because you have
how-
those extra time.
Yeah, it's surprising those just get over the train tracks. It's other than that, the route's dead flat, but it's
Yeah,
the,
and beautiful, as
yeah,
you said.
The train tracks,
Absolutely.
the train tracks are nice hill, puts a little interesting in the middle of it.
All right, so now we are talking Sunday, date
June
June
30th,
30th.
June 30th.
11 till 3.
Yep.
And people can walk in that day, but you prefer, obviously, that you have that you're as prepared as possible.
especially if they want lobster rolls.
Guaranteed to
yeah,
guarantee your lobster roll.
Yeah.
You have to come in.
Sign up ahead of time.
Sign up for that.
Okay. And if you have little kids or kids that don't want lobster, or if anybody doesn't want a lobster roll, they can get a hot dog or a hamburger. You're going to be selling those
We'll have
separately.
veggie burgers. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Hot dogs, hamburgers, and veggie burgers. So.
Shannon, what did I not ask them? What question do you have? I'm talking, by the way, I'm talking to Shannon Gale, who basically runs Guilford Community Television, and she was kind enough last minute to secure the studio for us to do this, because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
And I wanted to at least get this on GCTV.
Right.
And we have to go beyond this now. We have to get Shoreline Times or other ways of. Are we working on that?
Yep.
Yeah, we are working
Yep,
on
we
that.
are working on that. Yep.
Yeah.
All the graphics and all that stuff's created. It's just getting it out there now. So which we're in the middle of doing.
I love it. I think you guys have been fantastic, and I think this is going to be even more successful.
It's going to be fun. It's
than
going to
we-
be the cheapest lobster roll you've ever bought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beer is inexpensive.
Where's the beer from?
Thimble Islands.
Thimble Island.
Well,
right.
it's actually from Thimble Islands, and we're looking at other breweries as well that are willing to donate their beer.
One included,
but we're
and then you
definitely
can purchase.
definitely Thimble Islands is our main sponsor on the beer side. They'll be whoever's beer we bring in, they'll be serving it for us. But it's Thimble Islands
has done a lot for
is
us.
coming
It's
in,
big help.
and yeah.
Sounds like Lenny and Joe has done a lot for you too.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we're
Donate
getting
to
our
coleslaw.
lobster meat through Lenny and Joe's. We're getting our
Do you deal with Joe Goldberg there?
coleslaw. Yeah.
Because Joe is on the board of directors for GCTV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a very involved community servant.
Joe's
as you know.
our coleslaw man, and we go to the Madison store, Jim Schreck, and he's taking care of all the
Yeah.
lobster meat for us.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All right, I'm going to ask you one more time. There must be something we didn't talk about.
The only thing
And I don't want you to go home and say, geez, why
No.
don't...
The only thing I want to add is, I mean, we've talked a lot about a whole bunch of neat things that the Guilford Rotary Club does, and if there's people out there that are interested in doing the type of stuff that we do, either come to LobsterFest and hunt one of us down. We'll probably be pretty obvious who's in the Rotary Club. Go on our website and contact us. We're always looking for new members. We got a lot of new young people nowadays. So we also have, if high school kids are interested, we also have the High School Interact Club, which is associated with our Rotary Club. So. If this is the type of stuff you like to do, hunt one of us down, as well as pay close attention to those organizations that are going to be there. A lot of the nonprofit organizations that we support, we think they're really good organizations, good quality organizations. So pay attention.
Yeah, we have criteria they have to
Yep.
meet before we give anybody money.
Yep.
So,
Learn
yeah.
what you can while you're there. If you want to, if you ever want to donate to them in the future or help volunteer for any of these organizations, I'm sure they could very much appreciate the help.
Yeah, good deal.
and if you're not able to attend and you want to make a donation, you can always do that as well.
And how do you do that? I guess go to the website.
Well, our new website, after we're done paying attention to Rotary or to LobsterFest, the Rotary Club's going to have a new website. You'll be able to go on that website and just make donations. It'll be very easy,
Okay.
just button pushing things. So
Yeah. All right. This all sounds fantastic, and I think that I have a sense the weather's going to be similar to today,
hope so.
which is a perfect day outside.
We'll take it.
Yeah, you'll take it. But
Well,
we've had all
but
kinds
we've
of weather.
had all kinds of weather, and
Yeah.
the only common theme we've had was a good time.
That's true.
People have come and slopping around in mud, thinking, "What a great day!"
Well, they
in
got
fact, I called it Woodstock that year
Yeah,
because that was at Bishop's Field.
tricks. Oh,
It was a mud pile.
They have those new pavilions there, so there should be plenty of coverage.
yep.
if we
There's
want it.
plenty of coverage for the weather, so we don't have to worry about that. And you
Yeah.
definitely sit inside and listen to music and eat your food and not get wet.
Yep.
You want to bring, as I said, bring your own tent, bring your picnic table, whatever you want to bring. We're open. We just want it to be fun filled day for the family.
Exactly.
All right, gentlemen, I really appreciate this. This is
Thanks,
great. And I want to thank GCTV for, again, last minute getting us in here, Shannon, because
Yes, thank you, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon.
we're running out of time. We want to make sure this gets out in many ways as we can, and this is probably one of the 2 or 3 most important ways of getting out to the community. So we appreciate what you're doing. I would say that I'm just so optimistic. I feel energized myself about this, and I'm going to pass that on to my group, and hopefully I can get my group to grow a little bit.
So like we said, the run is $40, only $5 more. June 23rd, that price is going to jump to $45, and we won't necessarily
for
be
the
able
road
to
race.
guarantee you, correct, for the road race, we can't necessarily guarantee you a t-shirt at that time. So if you want to get a t-shirt and the meal and everything for $40, you have till June 23rd to get that done.
Yep.
And then you can register up to the day before, I believe, for the race otherwise.
Yeah.
But you won't be necessarily guaranteed a t-shirt.
Right.
But you'll still be guaranteed your lobster roll.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
Yeah.
And I have to say, they are delicious.
If there's any questions, just go on the website, email us, and we'll respond. We're responding right
Okay,
away.
who monitors the website?
Me.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's about it.
Thank you, Tony, for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to do this. I'm really happy to do this. I'm going to see if might even bring a video camera to the event and get to talk to you guys again. You can bring us an update on how things are going
Right.
That'd be
and,
fun.
and what the prognosis is, you know?
Okay, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Now, this is one of a number of events that we do.
Correct.
But you have the T-shirt on for the Frosty 5K, which is January 1st.
Frosty 5K, this year was the 30th for that, I believe.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, we did January 1st. Great way to start off the new year. All the resolutions. I'm going to exercise this year. Get out, whether you run or walk.
Yep.
Enjoy the day. It's just a great way to start the year. That's been a successful fundraiser for us. LobsterFest was always our biggest one. We do shredding events, which we just had recently and raised a few $1,000s there. We've done the Graffle a few years back with the tickets there.
Yeah.
Usually
So we're
one
always
thing a
looking
month.
for ways of raising money and
Yeah, new people bring new ideas.
Yep.
And that's probably as important as anything.
Yeah.
So bringing new members in, which, by the way, we meet most Wednesdays, say every Wednesday of the month, with the exception of the first Wednesday of the month,
Correct.
which is a breakfast meeting. But the rest of the Wednesdays, we meet at the Guilford Community Center for lunch.
Yep.
correct.
12 to 1:15 or so,
Yep.
Correct.
1:30 sometimes. So it's not a big time commitment that you have to make, and you don't have to attend every meeting.
Correct.
You can attend some, none, or whatever,
Yep.
and be a Rotarian. But what we're looking for is new people to come in with new ideas and new energy. I
Yep.
think the energy is the key
Yep.
to maybe create a different type of event that we haven't even thought of, or maybe one that goes on with a different club in a different location, and put it in place here in Guilford. We're always looking to grow.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we have people here that have experience that will. So come to lunch. We'll buy you lunch. Actually, we will buy you lunch. Come to lunch at the community center. Well, the club does it. I will if I have to. And just take a look at who's there. You probably know half the people anyway because they're all your neighbors.
Yeah.
Correct.
They're
Yep.
basically all Guilford people. So you're going to know a lot of the people there anyway. And get involved. Take a look at what's there and see if you might consider becoming a Rotarian. So if you can get involved with community events, this is a great. We're a vehicle, is what we are.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
We become
Yep.
the vehicle to do stuff. When I retire, I want to get involved, and I want. How do you do that? Join the Rotary Club. We'll help you do that.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
All right, Ben.
Thank you again, Tony.
Thanks,
Good job.
Tony.
I'll see you in the morning because tomorrow is the first Wednesday, which is our breakfast meeting.
Yep.
I'll see you in the morning at the
8 a.m.
Guilford Community Center. This won't be on yet, but when will this be available?
Shareable link will be ready tomorrow afternoon, and it will be on broadcast this weekend.
Awesome.
This weekend. Okay, so this week, you guys can announce it at the club tomorrow
Yep.
to take a look at this. It'll be on Channel 18, right?
This weekend, yeah.
Yeah, more than likely.
But you'll have a shareable link tomorrow. It'll be up on YouTube tomorrow.
Oh, by the way,
perfect.
that's a good point.
Right. Because we can spread that
We
around
did
too.
not discuss that. This will go on YouTube. You could take that link and add it to any one of the.
Yes, we can.
Well, I was actually thinking that as well as maybe just taking snippets so it's not so long, snippets of this and adding it as a link.
You have a big clock in front of me. I haven't paid attention to the time though. How are we doing? We're more than 30 minutes, right? Yeah. That always happens with me, so don't.
Big surprise.
Always happens. Always happens. But like I said, sometimes people tune in and tune out, tune
Yeah.
in and tune out.
Yep.
So we've repeated enough times.
Okay.
And if they missed it, they still have the website. We'll answer all their questions.
Yep, exactly.
All right. With that, thank you so much, Gary.
Thank you,
so
Tony.
much, Carl.
Thanks, Tony.
My name is Tony Fapiano. Thank you for watching.